Good afternoon. My name is Lucy, and I want to talk to you about Budget Suites of America that's in Dallas, right there off of North Walton Walker Boulevard and Loop 12 I-35. This is my little friend. I wanted just to give you a quick review, consumer review on the hotel there. It's an extended stay. Some of you are familiar with it. Let me just tell you, just last week we had an incident occur. I think it was Tuesday around 1:30 in the morning. We had a bizarre freak accident, if you will, whatever you want to call it. We were watching TV there, and me and two other friends. I stay there off and on through the years. Sometimes I come and go. But I was there for a little bit this last time, and it was about 1:15, 1:30 in the morning, and just out of nowhere, you see that up there? Yeah, the fire sprinkler had activated, and so I can't even begin to tell you the type of trauma that is for somebody to experience. I was in the room where it happened. It was literally over my head, just as I'm sitting here now in this same area. But this is a temporary, if you will, unit that the manager has put us in. Just shot out of the wall, and we were watching TV, and it was very scary and not anything like I'd ever seen before. And just to put it to you lightly, a very sad outcome this is so far has become. We lost everything we had. We lost our phones, our TVs, our clothing, every piece of clothing I had. I walked out of there with no shoes on, and the clothes were so wet that you couldn't even wring them out. There was, we lost our tablets, our Bibles, our books, all of our children's pictures. We lost our food, we lost everything. Everything we had, every electronic we had, everything that rusted, corroded, or tore. I mean, we lost everything. And so, and I do the type of job that I have requires my phone and my car. My key fob was destroyed. I couldn't get any calls for work, so because my phone wouldn't work. It was shattered and broke, just as all of our phones were. My dog, he almost drowned. We couldn't get it to stop, and it took about 40 to 45 minutes for the fire department to respond to get there. And so there was people outside watching and filming it with their phones and trying to help us by calling someone, but nobody really knew what to do. I mean, it was just the most bizarre thing. And then when the manager arrived on scene, he doesn't live here, obviously, and he was kind of in a bad mood because he got woke up, I guess. I really don't know. But he more or less just said, I'm going to put a shop back in here, and we're going to just start drying it out, and then I'll have a rep come in here to clean it all up, and then you guys will be able to move back in here in no time. And so I kind of just, pushed it under the rug, and then he put us in this temporary unit where he said, I have a temporary a room that y'all can stay in. It's not quite ready, but it's just about ready. So y'all can stay there temporarily until we get this over here, just fixed and ready to go for you. So you get back over here. That was the worst night of my life, I think, because the door wouldn't shut in my old unit. So the door was wide open all night in the window. They hadn't let air out, and I seen all kinds of things, happen. I'd drive around there, and I'd see people come and go in and out. Obviously, there's nothing in there that's salvageable. I'm sure there's a few things, but people were just helping themselves to our place. Our entire life was there, and everything we had was ruined. And what was so sad about it, the entire situation is sad, but the saddest part of it was when he said to us, I'm going to put you in a temporary room. It's not quite ready, but you can stay there for now. And then when we got over here, there wasn't a roll of toilet paper. We didn't have a toothbrush. We didn't have any clean underwear. There was no sheets on any beds. There was no sheets at all in here. There was no pillows. There was no blankets. We pretty much just all hurled in like fetal position and curled up, and we just laid on a bare mattress with our wet clothes on. We had no food. We had no one we could call, because today's day and age, you have all your numbers stored in your phone. You don't really remember the phone numbers. So, and the manager offered us 2 weeks of free rent. 2 weeks. He said, I'm not going to replace your phones. I'm not going to replace your electronics. I'm not going to replace any of your stuff. He said, I'm going to give you 2 weeks free over in this other apartment, the one that I put you in, the one without any, the amenities that should have had in it. He said, I'm going to let you stay there for 2 weeks for free. No charge. Which is $600. $600 for everything in that apartment we lost. We lost everything. We had nothing at all. I don't have a baby picture. I don't have my birth certificate. I don't have my social security. I have nothing. All my money was wet. Everything was ruined. I don't have a pair of clothing. I mean, and we could take clothes out of there, but we didn't want to put wet, soppy clothes 3 stories up. This was 3 floors up, okay? We couldn't carry wet, heavy clothes 3 stories down. I mean, and they smelled so bad. So bad. It took the fire department 2 hours to turn that off. If you have any idea how much water comes out of one of those fire sprinklers, it's like I don't know, it's like 8 gallons, 80 gallons a minute. It's insane. The water was almost to my knees. I didn't know what to do. I was devastated. I had never seen anything like this in my life. But to offer me 2 weeks of free rent, and then he comes here today and says to me, y'all need to figure out what you're going to do, because your rent's due over there at your other unit. And I said, the one that just got flooded from your fire sprinkler system, that's like ancient, old, doesn't meet inspection, and just shut off all by itself? He said, yeah, my manager wants to put y'all out. He wants to blame you for everything because he doesn't feel that these things happen very often. And I said, friend, you need to look on the internet, because this happens all the time. And I'm going to tell you something. It's very sad, because I called the American Red Cross, tried to seek out assistance, and they said unless it was a natural disaster, there was nothing they could do. So here we sit. We had maybe, we were able to get a couple of outfits, I actually went to the store with no shoes on and said, please, I was in a thrift store, and I said, please let me just have a pair of shoes to wear. I don't have no shoes. And so I was able to get a couple of outfits. We saved a few things we have, really not anything that was. But to tell us, I'm going to give you 2 weeks of free rent, that should give you a break, so you guys can afford to buy your own phones and stuff again, and your electronics and all that. He says, I'm not going to pay for nothing. I'm sorry. The Budget Suites of America, 10222 North Walton Walker Boulevard in Dallas. The manager's name is Jarrett, and we will be out here pretty soon, because he said, I'm going to give you can stay here another 10 days, no charge, but you got to pay your rent over there. I'd never heard anything like that in my life. As they're cleaning it out still, he did call us one time. We've been here for four days, I think, over here. He hasn't called us. He comes by in the afternoons to try to work a little deal here and a little deal there, but we never saw an insurance adjuster, and we never saw anybody. Everything that we have is gone, and he wants to give me 2 weeks of free rent. And he wants to put me in the same unit I was in that had no air conditioning. It was so hot over there, it was insane. And I found out that those fire sprinklers, they activate due to temperature, rise in temperature. They don't activate because of, cooking or tamper or any of that I could see through my research. It's usually through excessive heat, or excessive temperature, freezing, or corrosion, or not meeting inspections. So if you could help us, send me a message here. That would be great. We have nothing now, and we're very fortunate. We have God, and we have the internet, so we can put this out there. So I don't want anyone else to experience this. I don't know where we're going to go from here. I'm trying to seek legal counsel, but I'm having a hard time finding the right one to do this. It's kind of a fine line between tenant and hotel, landlord, hotel, renter, and guests, or if anybody can tell me what to do about a faulty fire sprinkler shooting off in a hotel room and in the middle of the night for no reason, ruining all your stuff and putting you out like that, if I can get some type of legal counsel or some advice, please feel free to send me a message. My name is Lucy, and I'm over here. And so I just want to let you know that this is the worst place to stay, and I sure hope that you don't ever stay here. And those of you who know who I am, thank you so very much for supporting me. You all know what happened. From what you can see from the street, it was quite a show. It was very sad. Thank you all so much for listening to me, and hopefully I'll hear something from someone soon. God bless.